Welcome to Nitron Suspension. We've broken the Type R out and driven it all the way here to Nitron Suspension to spend the day doing some really exciting stuff. Let's head inside and check it out. Now, before we get too far in today's video, I do want to let you guys know that our new Legends collection is live right now. It is the Build the Cars That You Enjoy and Enjoy the Cars You Build collection. Something that I love to preach here on the channel when we're building a car and just having fun and having these experiences with our cars. Having fun with the cars that we're building and enjoying the process of building these cars. We have two brand new shirts for you guys, one in the white and red colorway, and my personal favorite is going to be the bone color and the green colorway. Two brand new shirts and some accessories live on the Legend site right now. It's down in the description box below. If you guys want to help support what we do here on the channel, make sure to head to the Legend site, check out both of the shirts and all of the stuff that we have listed live on the site right now and pick something up. It's awesome. And remember, build the cars you enjoy and enjoy the cars you build. Let's get into it. Is this the Nitron IVL?
Mine is kind of like a cow milk regular latte.
All of you guys should remember, Guy. Last time we were here, we were doing the La Classe with the M2.
We were.
Yes, that was
Absolutely.
fun. What do we got going on today, Guy?
Okay, so today we're here with the Civic, which you guys obviously know about, but really we're thinking about how we're looking at getting the car set up after we fit the kit, and really Dustin's impressions of our kit on his car. That's the most important.
I am very excited. So we had the kit on the M2, which was fantastic. And now we're kind of focusing this more as our daily and track use car, which means we had to have the best of the best.
Hopefully.
Do we want to show them what we have here?
We should
do an unboxing?
Let's do an unboxing.
Let's do it. You guys have been asking for more Type R content. It's just going to allow us to do so much more with a really nice, properly set up car, which
set it all different ways. So let's have a look. So in your instruction book here, there's information about the shock, who built it, what the settings are, what the individual part numbers are. So we can record these. So each time we build a shock, we're going to be putting it on the dyno, recording exactly what the shock's doing. If at some future point, 5 years time, you lose a shock, you need them servicing, we pull up the original dynographs and we check that what we do matches the original product.
That's really cool.
So everything is
there
individually serialized.
Do you guys have any dynos here?
We do, we've got two.
Oh, we have to show them that.
We'll show
That's
them
cool.
later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what's really cool about Nitron too, is all the science that goes behind what you guys do. It's all very technical.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, we've got to make sure it's done properly. Yes. We don't throw them together and hope they work. Everything is tested, everything is recorded, everything has a history. First thing we can see here, sticking out, is the dry brake. So this
What is this?
So this allows us to unscrew this hose and place
Oh, is this the external canister?
the reservoir. So it allows us to place that wherever we want in the car. So we have a Nitron molded grommet. So we pass it through any bulkhead, then we're going to seal it up. This is our end product. Everything is stainless steel and it rotates under pressure. So this product is now under pressure. So this is under pressure, but if we unscrewed that, it would self-seal as it unscrews, allowing us to place this somewhere else in the car, not having to feed this through some small hole.
That is epic. And that's what I love about Nitron too. They take the time to produce a lot of like the small bits and pieces that you wouldn't even think about.
All our own product, we don't just catalog buy them. This is our own molding.
And everything is made in-house in UK?
Yep. Not everything is made in-house. We have our own in-house manufacturing, which you're going to see at some point, but we actually we subcontract all these parts out to specialists. So these parts here, they're all made out of stainless steel, and you need what's called like a Swiss machine to make those. It's like a sliding head machine. Very specialist equipment. But everything you see here is all our own design. The only thing we don't make is this part here.
Wow.
But all these other parts, these are all our parts.
That's crazy, guy.
Yeah. And it's swiveling, but it also rotates like that.
Whoa.
So it's a
So you
double.
can literally put it anywhere.
Anywhere you like, double swivel. Yeah.
Wow.
This is all our own design. And then we get to the product itself.
So as you guys can already tell, this is quite the upgrade that we have for the CTR. Probably the nicest suspension I've ever had on any of my cars this far. Look at the coating on that.
It's got a small pocket here because there's a pinch bolt that goes across there. So that is just a bit of relief for the pinch bolt. Then that goes to the top of the knuckle, we call it an upright in the UK. This is for the sway bar, anti-roll bar. Got your helper spring, main spring. And then here you've got your top mounting here, and this collet here is held in place with a ring. So there's a snap ring under here, and then there's your damping adjustment.
Wow.
Even these nuts here, Again, all machined out of stainless, all our own parts. So everything here is our own part. These are our own bump stops. Solasto bump stop. Now Solasto...
Even say Nitron on them.
Yes, there's Nitron. So Solasto is different than rubber. Rubber is an undamped product. So when you compress rubber, it then springs apart without any damping. So it's another spring. Solasto is self-damping. So you go on to the Solasto, it then doesn't fire you back off again. It's damped as it opens.
That is wild.
That's why you fit these.
I don't think you guys understand how gnarly of a product this is. Not only just from obviously the quality of suspension and the detail that goes into it, but the fact that all of the parts are Nitron parts, aside from, I mean, just the line, the hose here. I mean, that is just such a big deal. It's very like a bespoke part for any of the builds.
Yeah. So these parts are literally, the entire thing is made by us. So this is a two-way. So this is the compression adjuster. So there you see, 1, 2, 3. So we'll keep our count because it's preset in the factory. We're going to fit this and run this in the factory settings, but that's the high-speed compression adjuster. There is a way that we can adjust the low-speed compression by getting inside this. I'm not going to do this now, but we can do this if we find at some future point we want to make an adjustment to it. We can go inside this without releasing gas pressure, without taking it off the car, and we can make a further adjustment, but it's not a quick adjustment, so we can do that down under this mechanism here. And then we have a rebound adjuster, which is here. So the rebound adjuster, nice and tactile.
Yes, very nice. So these all come preloaded from factory. So you guys buy this for your own car, whatever car it may be, whether it's a BMW, Honda, etc. These will come pre-factory loaded from Nitron.
Yeah, and at some point we're going to do another video on how to set them up.
Yeah.
So that you fitted this to your car, you've used the factory settings, but then you're finding that really you want to then fine-tune it. What stages do you go through? And we'll do that at the track, maybe with you. We'll do that.
To go along with the incredible suspension that you get all the pieces and like kind of little tools from Nitron. So adjusters here to help you adjust the height of the suspension. You've got your wrenches right here, which are also just very nice Nitron pieces, and you guys can see the rear suspension here as well. But I think the coolest part about this suspension, one of the coolest parts I guess, is going to be the top hats that you get for your front suspension that are caster and camber adjustable. You guys will be able to adjust every little piece of the suspension, which makes the biggest difference in the world. Those of you guys that know and track your cars will understand how big of a deal that this is and how much of a better setup you can get with your car. Insane. This has got to be the nicest thing we've ever done to the Type R this far. This is unbelievable, guy. So,
well, we're looking at balancing the camber and the caster together because you want to get even steering feedback from both directions. So as you add more caster, it puts more load on the tire. As you steer, you're going to get more camber gain. So the more caster you add, on steering, that outer wheel is going to give you more camber as it turns. And that's really important for feedback. As you know, when you start to go over your slip angle point, that tire starts to lose its grip, and you feel that feeling of, I'm not getting the grip that I want to. You need to unwind the steering slightly to tighten that turn. And as a driver, you'll be able to experience that and just instinctively know what's happening. So getting enough caster, but getting it balanced side to side means the car feels the same left and right.
It's gonna be good. While me and Guy were geeking out about the suspension over here, the boys, Tim and Mike, have been getting to work. They've already got the old suspension out and ready to go to get the new Nitrons in, which is very, very nice. Quick, clean install, which is always awesome. It made it a lot easier not having the OEM suspension on the CTR. This is going to be a massive upgrade to what we have previously. So not only are we going to be installing suspension today, they're already adjusted, which is nice, but Nitron actually has an alignment facility here at their shops, everything done all at once and really get the CTR dialed in.
Dude, I think this is beautiful and I can't wait to go to the track and test this thing out.
Dude, I know, we haven't been in the track in a long time with the CTR.
And the alignment it's about to get is...
It's needed. It is much needed.
This is so nice.
So it's just an added piece to get the perfect setup on the CTR. All right, while Mike and Tim are getting the suspension ready to install on the Type R, there's one thing that I want to take care of while we're just working on the car ready. Now, last update, if you guys remember on the CTR, we installed the CSF oil cooler prototype kit. Now, recently they finished the kit and it's available for you guys to purchase as well. And along with that, they actually finished out our vents, which is epic. Now, we just have these basic 3D printed vents right here, and they were talking about getting carbon fiber ones made. And now we have these officially ready, and these are the ones that you guys are gonna get with the kit as well. But why I'm super stoked on these is because it's gonna match our Varis front lip, which is gonna be pretty epic. So while the boys are working on the suspension, I'm gonna go ahead and get our 3D printed vents off and install the new carbon ones. This is gonna look pretty epic when we put it back onto the car. Yeah, that is infinitely better. I like that the carbon matches the carbon lip, makes everything flow just a little bit better here in the front end. And then we also got this side on too. Perfect. You'll be able to really tell once we get this front bumper back onto the car and onto the ground. Boys are cranking. Already have one of the struts installed up here. One thing I forgot to mention as well, another reason why this is going to be a massive upgrade for the FL5 is because when I got this car, it was so new. There's nothing available for it. But what did work was FK8 suspension. So we actually had old FK8 suspension on the FL5, which meant that the rake was off because of the balance between the FK8 and the FL5. So the suspension was never really correct for the FL5. So not only are we gonna have best of the best suspension here from Nitron, but we're finally gonna have proper suspension for the FL5. Now, with the oil cooler, the new suspension, track season is almost upon us. We are gonna be set and ready to go to have all the fun possible, racing at some time attack events, and hopefully even competing this coming season. The front suspension is in. Now we're just getting to the part where we have to determine where we're actually gonna put the external canisters, and I think we're gonna mount them up here somewhere along the strut tower bar, make it easy access for us so that we can adjust both the damping, compression, rebound, all that stuff. I can actually give you guys a proper comparison now. The Olins are out. This is our old set of suspension that was in the FK8 or in the FL5, and obviously right off the bat from what we showed you guys with Guy earlier, the difference is pretty insane. This is a one-way adjustable set coilover, which means we couldn't even adjust the height on this thing, as well as one-way damping adjustment, and it was on the very bottom of the strut, which was such a pain in the ass if we wanted to adjust anything. Just utilize the OEM top hat, which meant no camber and no caster adjustment. Now, as you guys saw with the Nitrons, we have all the adjustability and the ease of adjustment too with them. Fronts are complete. Now it's time for the rears. Also, really fast before we get the rears in, this is what the rear setup is going to look like. It is still a divorce setup, and we have the external canister connected to the rear strut. Unreal. And also, our adjustments are going to be bottom of the strut and top of the canister. Still very easy to adjust our rebound and compression.
Arts and crafts with Tim.
Some cutting required for the carpet in the rear.
I'm just eyeballing it, but when we headed up there, this clip was right behind here. So that
now it
should work.
Yeah.
Sick. Good.
That's some nice suspension there, Mike.
That's nice, right?
This is a pretty good little setup. I mean, it is temporary, but I kind of like it right there. We need to redo the sticker so that it's not an upside down Nitron, but for like functionality purposes, yeah, super accessible. Yeah, this looks epic. Super easy for us, whether we want to adjust the passenger side or the driver's side. The canisters are butt to butt, so it'll be super easy for us to come and fix the compression.
Well, I'm impressed. It's been a good install so far, and we managed to get it halfway there, and now we've got the next bit to do, which is going to be the alignment,
the setup,
geometry,
yes.
the setup, critical. But I think what we'll do is we'll take it for a drive first, bed it in, bed the springs down, get the ride height set, then we'll do the geo, then we'll do the corner weights, and then you're good to go.
Like the way Guy thinks. It's a good front wheel drive.
It is a good front wheel drive. With this rever knuckle system, we're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You're not getting all that torque steer from the front wheel drive cars. It's just such a usable chassis, which is why you can use it every day, and then you can go to the track and go and destroy some other people with it. So
exactly. So all suspension is installed, doing a couple of the housekeeping bits like setting up the canisters, as well as we do have to do our dampening adjustment delete thing here so we don't get any lights for the suspension inside the car. Suspension is installed, button everything up. Like Guy said, take it for a quick drive, let everything settle in, then we can do our corner balance. Yeah, I think that ride height's actually really nice. It's a little bit lower than we had it previously. Yep. Yeah, right out the box, that's really, really nice. And you guys can tell the front rake isn't as gnarly as it was on the old ones. I had such a high ride height in the front compared to the rear. On the old suspension, this is a whole lot nicer.
Excellent, excellent. You need that balance. I mean, you need it to be just a little bit nose down.
Exactly. The stiff suspension, Guy.
Of course. This is JDM. You can't have it soft.
Dude, already night and day different.
It really is. I can feel it.
Okay, so like I already told you guys, basically just gonna go set these in just a little bit before we do the full alignment and corner balance, but dude, like Guy said, it's pretty stiff. Nitron 2 is, you know that you're getting a good setup right out of the box. So even if you're not tracking your cars and you just want like a really great set of performance and sporty suspension, you get that already. Now, once you go to the track, you can actually fine tune that damping and compression, rebound and all that. But out of the box, it is really, really nice. So let's go find some bad roads and make sure this bounces a lot. First impression, the best word is responsive.
Responsive.
Responsive, okay. Yeah, it's definitely a little stiffer than the last suspension, but like you can, it's like a stiffer, smoother feel, if that makes sense. Is that an accurate way to?
What you're really looking at is a faster response to the damping inputs. In other words, you're putting a chassis input in and you're getting an immediate damping response from it. Yes. So you're getting the crispness of it, but it's not necessarily overly harsh. You're not getting a harsh response, right, but it's coming in quickly. Exactly,
and that's the best way I could describe it in my head, is it feels really, really nicely responsive. Yeah. And it's stiff without being overly stiff. It's like a comfortable, stiff response.
Yes.
Yeah. That's first impression.
Dang, that's pretty close. Not touching them at all.
Yeah.
That's the Nitron quality. Look at this.
Don't look at my scribble. That was
the baseline is essentially spot on.
So I guess side to side, they are length perfect, and the shell is good as well, which is lucky.
So for now, with these specifications, I don't think the car has to go any lower. If we decide to down the road, depending on if we change our wheel and tire setup, then we can make the decision to go lower, but everything is pretty balanced as far as corner to corner currently. So I think from here, we're gonna go from alignment, make sure the car is pointing straight and has some sort of track alignment, and we'll be good to go here at Nitron.
Okay, so what we've got here is an alignment system which bolts directly to the hub. And this allows us to take the geometry from the suspension. We're not taking into account anything to do with tires or wheels or anything that might change. This is the raw car we're measuring. And with this hub system here, it'll bolt to the hub, and then it has bearings here.
I've never seen this before. This is crazy.
So this is a Porsche factory racing setup.
Okay.
So this is like specially adapted to fit cars with 5 bolts rather than the center locks.
Right.
And it'll take out any of the nuances that come with the chassis to the tires. It'll just be a raw data from the hubs.
That's pretty epic.
We'll take that down onto the load cell here, so we can measure what the car is weighing and what the geometry is doing at the same time. And once we fit these in here, we'll fit a camera, and there'll be 8 cameras looking around the car, and they'll all talk to each other. They've also got an electronic pendulum inside the box, and that cross-references, and then we'll see exactly what the car is doing.
Technology is insane, guy. This is crazy. So it's kind of like almost like a chassis alignment a little bit.
It is a chassis alignment. Yeah. So rather than just looking at where your wheels are, you're looking at where your chassis is. You can look at if there's any cross axles. You can see everything.
Right. And I guess it takes away from the flex of the rubber when you set the car down. And wow. So it's pure alignment chassis.
Once it's on these bearings here, it'll then float around. You can push the car around. It'll be fully free floating.
Next level for the Type R. This is cool. This is really cool. So not only do we have incredible suspension, we are going to have a truly dialed in setup for the FL5 as well. The true alignment is if I'm in here, Tim.
Exactly.
So last piece of the puzzle, let's get an accurate alignment. I'm going to sit in here while they do it so they have my weight in the driver's seat so it's balanced properly once they're doing the corner balancing and all of that. Pretty freaking cool day. Definitely much needed for the CTR. Car of this caliber deserves really great suspension. As much as we track this car and drive this car, it deserves the best of the best. And especially getting to learn from the guys here at Nitron, it's pretty incredible. So of course, you guys already know, if you want a set of Nitrons for yourself, I'll leave the link to Nitron down in the description box below.
Not rocking very much on the diagonal. What you've got to think about when you're corner weighting a car, you've got the engine on one side and you've got you on the other. With a front wheel drive car, you're never going to get this 50-50 side to side weight balance. You can't really do that.
Right.
But what we can do is we can make sure that the car isn't rocking on a rear right and a front left. So imagine if those 2 corners were pushing down hard with spring preload, and the other 2 were really light on spring preload, the car would still sit fine, it would still look fine, but actually all the pressure is on one diagonal.
Right.
And it would almost be like a seesaw rocking on that diagonal. What we're trying to do is make sure it's evenly loaded on the diagonals so there's no rocking. You're evenly placed, but you're heavy on one side because you're in one side of the car. So we managed to at first get to 49.1, which is really good on the diagonal. So we're just going to try tweaking the rear right and seeing if we can improve it very slightly. We're not going to improve it by much, but that's what we're going to try and do now. So we've lifted the car up, take the pressure off the springs, add a bit of spring preload on that corner, and give it another go.
It's pretty close.
It's very close. Very, very close. 49.5. So
We got a little closer.
so we're a tiny bit closer. So here you can see on the cross and the diagonal, and they add up to be 100. You're nearly 50%. If you're at 50%, that means you're evenly matched on the diagonals.
It's like a perfect balance.
Perfect balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we've got these cameras that go on. They've got a camera lens here, and then there's a camera lens here, and it's going to make a ring around the car. These 8 cameras are going to look at each other, and inside here is the electronic pendulum that I told you about.
This is like a science lab, guy.
Well,
what kind of operation you got going on here?
It's all regular stuff for us.
I am so stoked to see how the Type R is going to feel after all this. Not only suspension wise, but it's crazy how much a really proper setup can do to your car. Nitrons are on, alignment is set, and she feels so good. What we can do though is a nice canyon rip. Just initial drive home impressions. We're on the freeway right now, and I just feel like before I really started to track my cars, I think I had a hard time really appreciating what a good set of suspension can do to your car. And after I started to get cars on track and really understanding what suspension can do, aside from just lowering your car and making it look really nice, you begin to appreciate all the little things that a suspension gives, and especially just getting all that feedback in the steering wheel from the bumps in the road, the cracks in the road, and the responsiveness that you get from your steering angle. I mean, whether it's stock or a set of suspension that you have to like a really, really great dialed in set, it's extremely, extremely noticeable. And like I kind of reiterated, like I kind of said at the shop with Guy, I'm going to reiterate it here. What I find from the Nitron suspension is a really great responsive feel that is stiff. I'm sure you guys can tell by the camera here. While it is stiff, it's very smooth, and I think that's my favorite part. You get that response, that stiffness, not only from the suspension in the body, but in the steering, while still being very, very smooth and comfortable. It's not overly aggressive, which I think is really great. Now, once you get into start adjusting the damping and the rebound, the compression, all of that, you can kind of make it more aggressive or less aggressive as you please. But for the base stock setup that we have right now, I am really, really loving it. Like I said, to get really more of a better feel, I would have to be on the track, or even on the canyon would probably do the job as well. But for my initial just driving on the road and freeway impressions, it's night and day better than our previous suspension. I'm stoked. All right, guys, I've officially given it a little bit over a full 24 hours to let the suspension settle in, and we've even driven this thing a couple of 100 miles to San Diego and back, and I fully let the suspension set in, and I can confirm that it is just so good overall. I mean, number one, the car looks a lot better and the stance is a lot better than our previous suspension, but the feel of the new setup, as I already told you guys, is night and day different. The stiffness, but the comfortability, it's exactly what this car needs, especially being the Type R. I am so happy that we get to work with Nitron again. The Type R desperately needed a really solid suspension that is actually meant for this car, and I cannot wait for track season to start back up so we can get this thing out on the track. Now, there's a lot of adjustability to go along with this suspension setup on the car, but honestly, I don't really want to touch it until we're actually able to get this thing out on the track, and then I can kind of dial it in as we go. But straight out of the box and as a full, like, comprehensive 24 hours, I'm in love. I love it. It suits this car very, very nicely. I mean, it's a relatively pretty heavy car, and having the nice stiff suspension while still being very, very comfortable on the streets, that's the best part about it. I am in love. And I also want to touch on the CSF radiator vents that we did as well. These came out really awesome and a perfect fit right along the bumper. The coolest thing I think though is the same carbon weave as my Varis front lip. The pair of the CSF vents to my Varis lip, it is perfect, and it just gives the whole front end a new and aggressive look, and it honestly looks like it's just supposed to be like that, which I think is the coolest part as well. It all flows really, really nicely. I'm in love. While I always tell you guys that this is literally the perfect daily driver of all time, 35 miles per gallon to and from the track, runs really fast times at the track, and just an overall badass, fun, comfortable car, I'm torn on where to go from here. I feel like we've built a very, very great, mild FL5 that just does everything great. And I don't know where to go from here. And I want some input from all of you guys watching. Like, I know a lot of you love the FL5. What do you want to see with the car? Like, I don't know if I want to go as deep as I did with FK, where we're upgrading turbos, doing the downpipe. I really enjoy the, I sound like I'm old, but I really enjoy the mildness of this car and being able to rip this thing around town kind of under the radar. A lot of the pieces on this thing are kind of, if you know, like the Varis lip isn't too crazy, the Varis wing isn't too crazy. I mean, I guess the giant carbon hood kind of gives you a little signal, but I love the mildness of this car, and I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think? Should we just keep the car as is and just have some fun with it? Should we go a little crazy with it? Truthfully, I don't know, and I want some suggestions from you guys. But anyways, I'm curious. I know a lot of you guys ask and really like the Type R. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see with this car, whether it's more modifications, whether it's more track time, etc. I am super interested to hear your feedback on the Type R. Now, speaking of Hondas and the NSX, give you guys a quick update. We heard back from Science of Speed. Our engine is on track to be finished on time. We have about 2.5 more weeks until we can go pick it up and start cranking away here in the shop to get this thing built. I am just as anxious as you guys are, and the wait is killing me, but when you guys see what we have planned, it is going to be so worth it. I do want to remind you guys that we do have our brand new Legends collection that just went live today. Build the cars you enjoy and enjoy the cars you build collection is live right now. We have 2 new t-shirts, this one in the white and red, and my favorite, the bone and the green. These are just so good, and the message is so true. I preach this with every car that we build here in the shop, is having fun in the process, but also having fun with the cars you build. I feel like is so important. Sometimes, even to me, I can get lost in just the fun of building a car and wrenching here in the garage, and we don't really get to appreciate and experience the cars that we build. And hopefully this message can reach some of you guys to have fun with the cars that you build and enjoy building the cars as well. Like I said, if you guys want to help support what we do here at the shop and get some really awesome apparel while you're at it, you can check out the Legend site. This will be the first link down in the description box below for you guys, and we have a ton of other stuff live on the site right now that you guys can check out. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. It was probably a pretty quick one, but that's because we are super busy. I actually just shipped out my truck all the way across the country for a really awesome event I'm gonna be doing with Bridgestone, and I'm super excited to take you guys along for that. It's gonna be a full week trip that you guys are gonna see in a couple of episodes from now, so stay tuned. It's gonna be so much fun. And speaking of having fun and doing cool experiences, this is gonna be a really big one. But huge thank you to Nitron. The suspension is awesome, the setup is awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And also big thank you to CSF for finalizing these vents for us. You guys can get this kit as well from CSF, as well as the suspension from Nitron. I'll leave everybody in the description box below so you can check them out. But to end it, I do want to give a big thank you to all you guys for the recent support on all the videos. I'm so happy you guys are enjoying what we are doing, and we're trying to get out there some more and do some more fun things. So anything you guys want to see, make sure to leave them down in the comments so we can get some inspiration and do what you guys want to see. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, leave us a comment down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe. We are still on the road to 1 million. I'm going to keep saying it no matter what. We're trying to get to that 1 million milestone. That would be so awesome. So help share the channel, subscribe, and we will see you guys for the next one. Leave us a hashtag made it to the end. See you guys for the next episode. Peace out. Oh, you're still here. Thanks for watching this long. If you made it this far, you should consider subscribing right up here, or I guess down below. And YouTube really thinks that you're gonna like this video right over here, so maybe check that one out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get back to it.